This is the foundation I inserted the last time. We can see young larvae, eggs, so this colony built it well. Many times it happens that they don't want to build because it's not sufficient income of pollen. In this case I need to use old combs or older combs, which I also use to prevent swarming. We must know that the colony builds foundations only in the case when it's no swarming fever. When swarming fever starts, they won't build foundations anymore, or they build it a little bit, but the queen won't lay eggs in virgin combs. So in this case, especially when trapping pollen, I use older combs. This case the queen will start laying eggs in those, and there will be more uncapped brood than capped one, and the swarming fever will reduce. Also, we reduce the swarming fever by removing capped drone brood. You must know that if you insert the building frame and you don't cut out the capped drone brood, the colony will swarm for sure, because you won't be able to stop them anymore. When there are a lot of drones inside, they just want to swarm. Okay, you can see a nice brood. This is how it should look like, with not too much space. We can also check this on drone brood, and we can see usually the drone brood is like the worker bee brood. This one has a little more empty cells inside, and if I see it like this, usually I change the queen later, because it's not the best one. We must monitor this later, because sometimes it happens because a lot of income of nectar, but usually the queen is the problem.
What about mites, maybe?
Can be also, but usually if I see this later I change. But now it's a little bit...
In both cases it's good to change the queen, even if there is a lot of mites or something wrong with the queen, is good to change.
Now in this case it's not for sure, because we have nice brood here and this one, but it can be also the reason of trapping. But in the spring, when you cut out the first drone brood, it must be nice. And if it's not, you can replace the queen later for sure, because it's not a good queen. Now also foraging can cause these empty cells, also mites, but I think in this case are not the mites, could be only insufficient income of food. Okay, you can see the queen. It's also not the youngest 2 years old queen, but in those economy hives I usually change them only if they swarm.
So blue color works for 20?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't change the queens on regular basis. I just change them when they swarm, or if there is not enough brood or honey. Otherwise I leave them as long as they work. But I replace all of them in nucleus. Those colonies must have last year's queen, because the spring development is much better. For those it's not a problem, especially for pollen trapping. We need a bit later development, not so fast one, and in this case I leave the old one, but in 7 frames nooks always last year's queen.
Yeah, because they are reserved for a new year.
Okay, we can see this one. The queen did not lay eggs inside.
Okay.
So If we leave this one in the middle of the colony, this will cause swarming too. So I need to remove it on the side or take it out and put an older frame inside. In this one we can see it's a lot of eggs, so the queen won't lay anymore in virgin frames. I will replace it with a new one.
So it's then better even foundation than
no foundation.
Just old
no,
comb.
Old comb. Old comb will. I will also destroy the queen cells. Many beekeepers say that this won't resolve any problem, but you must know that if you leave the queen cells, they will swarm. If you destroy them, you must use another measure for reducing swarming fever. Just destroying the combs won't help. No, kasnike combs. Just destroying the queen cells won't help. Okay, this one looks better because they are still building it. It's no honey inside, it's not propolized yet, so maybe the queen will lay eggs in this one. I will leave it on the side.
So that one was most likely last year virgin comb from honey section, or
could be, but probably they propolized it now so much. It was maybe on the side. 14 days ago I put it on the side and it was not laid with eggs, so I replaced it on the middle and inserted a new one, but they don't like it. Sometimes it just happens that they don't lay eggs in one. In this case it must be replaced. I will check these frames.
If you would not have pollen trap, maybe you will have also filled with the pollen. In such case.
Yeah, in this case it would be filled, yes. But now they can't because of the pollen trap. Many times, in this time when it's maple, it's a problem because it's really a lot of
fresh loaded pollen.
Pollen. Yesterday I spoke to my friend. He said even up to 6 frames of pollen. He moved them on acacia now and he has problems with too much pollen. Okay, now there won't be much pollen, they will eat a lot, but still 6 frames, it's too much and he has problems with swarming. And last year we had, no, 2 years ago, we had the similar problem. He inserted 3 foundations at once and all of them were filled with pollen and they swarmed. I used older frames to do it, and the nest was nicely extended and they did not swarm. So usually I try to remove as much old combs as possible, but in these cases you must use them to reduce the swarming fever.
Few times previously late.
Yeah, we will see some hives later where I changed, I think, even up to 8 combs with new foundations this year. But in this case, when I trap pollen, it won't go so fast. Now, when I remove the pollen traps, I will start giving
comb exchange.
Yeah, and I will change them. But it's not a big problem. You see, 3-4 of them are new, and I have virgin combs for honey. So
okay.
Still, in the end, I replace enough. Now I will just check these broods. Okay, this one we see the brood is coming out. They are hatching, and I can use this one in brood chamber now. It's still a nice frame, so it's good to put it in the middle. And in this one, by the end of the day, there will be eggs. And this one I will put in the honey chamber. So You see, I did not change much, but still, here is one more frame for the queen to lay eggs, and I will remove some drone brood, and I destroy the queen cells. So for a short time this will delay swarming, but the end solution for this hive will be when I will remove the pollen traps, and after that I will change the queen in all of them. We will do another one with more swarming, and I will show you how I will divide this on half and change the queen and prepare them for the next foraging this year.